Time to start the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Game Cave Development Blog. This is where I talk about Game Cave development. So joining me tonight is Jessica James. Not Jones, right?
Right.
Right. Hi. Also known as Jam Artsy. And Jess has been helping me to develop... So, check this out. As you all know, Game Cave is like this fictional game magazine that exists in the universe where they import our games. I initially had this idea of doing like a comic book that the game magazine would be kind of in between, or vice versa. So you have a game magazine with comic book storytelling things in between the different sections. What happened was, over years of building this, I realized that doesn't fucking work. And so I focused on making the game magazine portion, which will cover the whole history of Game Cave and everything else, to complete the Kickstarter so Rob can move on with life. But when it comes to the storytelling, when it comes to going to this place that I've invented, I've been trying to find the best way to do that. And drawing a comic doesn't interest me much anymore for a multitude of reasons. But one of the biggest things is I like exploration. I want to be able to explore, talk to characters, hear music, see the visuals, and I don't have to keep drawing things over and over again, which eats up time. So anytime I draw a character walking and leaving a room or doing things, that could be 10 hours of my fucking life that you read in 30 seconds. It doesn't seem like a very smart use of my time. So, for years and years and years now, I've been playing point-and-click adventures. I initially had this idea of maybe trying to do something like that. Didn't really work out. Then I thought maybe we could use RPG Maker to kind of create this sort of like interactive wiki. Turns out Jessica, you've been helping me with that for about 1.5 years now?
Yes.
Yeah. And what we found out is we're going to be spending a lot of time making assets that we're never going to be able to use again. Right? Like,
yeah.
What are some of the complex problems with making like an RPG like system with artwork and everything? Like,
it was a matter of having every scene a different asset. Everything was a different file, a different code.
Yeah. So what she's trying to say is, an RPG uses a few different things. So it has animations, it has backgrounds, it has battle systems, it has dialogue trees, it has quests, it has items. It has all these different elements that really you can almost a game or say a software package unto themselves, right? So the inventory thing is almost like a piece of software. The music is like a piece of, and then what you're trying to do is get them all to harmonize and not break one another, right?
Right.
And so most RPG Maker things, basically they used tile sets or pre-made assets and stuff for a reason, and that's because they don't break much when you just kind of keep it simple. When we started using custom art, custom animation, and we don't really have the ability to tweak the code much beyond basic JavaScript, we were basically running into bugs galore, I would say, right? Like you were constantly...
Yes, definitely.
Lots of bugs. So, I've been trying to figure out a way to deal with this. And for some reason, I don't know why it took me forever to think about it. I guess I've been reading a lot of Konosuba and different light novels and stuff. And I thought, why not a visual novel? You know, like, I just want to be able to have conversations with people and explore the different areas, listen to music. Sounds like a visual novel. I tried to make a visual novel back in 2001, before that was even a fucking term. We had gotten me and my ex-girlfriend at the time had gotten a developer who has since gone to Macromedia. He was a Shockwave developer, and we were going to basically do a comic book. And I was like, rather than draw a comic book, we can make like this interactive, I said like RPG dialogue scenes. If you ever play games like Shining Force, older RPGs where they'd have like a big head and a dialogue tree. There was a lot of that. I thought we could do that with comics. And that eventually became a visual novel. Well, over the last few years or so, making a visual novel has become easier, though not easy. And you basically have one of two options. You can use a pre-existing engine or do it from scratch. We wanted to use a pre-existing engine. Now, given that, we got three options. We got one called RenPy, one called Visual Novel Maker Software, and then you got Tyranno Builder, right? Those are the three big ones, and there's a few others, but those are the three big ones. We tried all three, and we learned a good lesson, right, Jessica?
Yes.
That they're all three going to be basically equally difficult, and the only one that is going to allow us to grow with our skill set would be RenPy, you would say?
Yes, definitely.
But the problem is, in order to do that, to use RenPy, that's probably going to take another year and a half of you, because you started out in HTML5 a couple years ago, a few years ago in college, right?
Yeah.
And then you worked into JavaScript doing RPG Maker, right?
Yes.
And now you got to move to Python.
Yes.
And I was like, man, that's another fucking year, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know, and I don't think you fully understand. We don't have a good workflow for building visual novels, and I don't want to wait another year to get on to telling stories. I want to start this year. As I make Game Cave, I can use assets from the magazine because I have these boxes in which they talk. It's the same concept, just in a magazine form. I want to use the same assets for Game Cave. And so then I stumbled upon a website called Cloud Novel Maker, right? Cloud Novel?
Yes.
Cloud Novel. And Cloud Novel is a very basic service, very basic. You can make a very basic Cloud Novel utilizing their assets, your assets. All you really need is a Cloud Novel account and an image hosting site, right, Jess?
Yes.
Right. And then from there, it's pretty much WYSIWYG, which is what you see is what you get. It's like drag and drop, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But I had a demo in which I made this giant elaborate flowchart that I had Jessica turning into a basic demo for a game review. Like, what if we could do an interactive game review? I'm not going to do an interactive game review moving forward. It's just I had the content. So I said, can you make this in one of the RenPy, Visual Novel Maker, Tyranno Builder? You did Visual Novel Maker, which didn't work. Tyranno Builder, which kind of worked. And RenPy's got a ways to go. And then I said, I found this Cloud Novel thing. I said, can you take the same idea and build it in Cloud Novel? And you had it up and running in about a week, right?
Right.
Virtually bug-free.
Yes.
Virtually, right? There's always something that doesn't quite, you got to tweak something. But before, it wasn't working much at all, right? So I called that progress. And then I said, Jessica, why don't you take this week to kind of spruce it up a little bit, add some music, get the Game Cave theme going on there, maybe a couple little animations, and then we could do a development blog, kind of showcasing the future of Game Cave post this magazine. My goal really is to be able to produce a magazine maybe once a year, basically use it as a way to do fan art and keep the game magazine part of it going, and to be able to make a cool retro gaming magazine once a year or so. But this visual novel thing is like how I want to tell stories moving in the future, all my stories. So develop in Cloud Novel right now while you build the RenPy, and eventually port over the stories or create entirely new stories, but be able to develop what we call that, a process, right?
Yeah.
A process. So that we could tell stories, not in years, but weeks or every other month or so. It's kind of the idea. It's kind of my goal. And what we're going to do now is kind of walk you through it. Now, some things you should know. So one, all of the artwork in here is just roughy nonsense. It's just me scribbling down something for a character. So it's not indicative of, anywhere near final art. It's just, here's a blob of stuff for a character. Two, you should know. There is no real dialogue in this. It just is positive response, negative response. So we're going to have two characters arguing over a video game, and there's going to be choices. So you're going to have Bacon and Nessa, who's another character, and you're going to have a positive bigger response and a negative bigger response. That's all it's going to say. It's not going to be flashy. You're not going to laugh. And the reason for that is just so for me to be able to gauge which way these things go. And I'm going to kind of show you really quickly. We're going to move to Team Viewer now. Let me open up the desktop here. So this is what Cloud Novel looks like on your end structurally, right?
Yes.
And you want to explain what this is right here?
So these are your scenes. Everything is connected, and you can connect it, add branches to whichever scenes you're going to be, what your options are going to go to. So like, this scene has 2 different ways it's going to go. And they all kind of go back to each other. So it's a very roundabout flowchart.
Yeah, it's like, and I think there's this term flowchart is really more of a term for gamers when they kind of like, it's really better for a strategy guy. In game design, what I've learned is you kind of want more of something called a dependency chart when you're developing this. I would look up, if you're interested in what a dependency chart is, you should look up Ron Grumpy Gamer. Goddamn, Ron Gilbert. Grumpy Gamer is the guy who created Maniac Mansion. And he just did Thimbleweed Park. It's coming out on Switch as well, limited run. But he puts up his dependency charts for Maniac Mansion and for Death Spank, and he gets into like dependency charts and kind of the difference. So I gave her a basic dependency chart, and she rebuilt it here, right?
Yes.
Main menus connected to positive, negative options, scene 1, and you can agree, disagree, and then they flow all the way around to 2 ultimate endings, a good ending and a bad ending. It's basically what we're talking about, right?
Right.
Now we're gonna see this play out right now, what this looks like. Let's open this. Oh, look at that. We got some sound here. So this is the concept art that I made for Rohrer Bay. With some basic movement here. I forgot to change that. Let's kind of hit start. Oh, look at that. We got the music in there. Game and chill. So this right here is Bacon dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, which I thought would be kind of funny. This is early comp art for Game Cave. This is early stuff. I used some kind of Dofus concept art to kind of mock up what I kind of just wanted something to kind of look like what it looks like in there. So this would be like start game review, and then we'll click the button, and then there'd be a positive Bacon intro. Listen to that music. Dun, 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 dun. And so then you would say, let's agree. Oh, and then we go to the game review, and then here's Nessa, you can see. And they're going to talk about the Ninja Turtles game. And then there'd be a positive Bacon reply, and then he'd be like, your shit sucks. And then she'd be like, do I disagree with my shit? I don't think my shit sucks. And then they talk some more, and then they would talk some more, and I'll agree. And he'd be like, fuck you. And she'd be like, We'll have to work on some of these scenes. Because it seems to restart the sound, right?
Yes.
Is there any way to keep a hierarchy, like to not do that every time?
Yeah, so what I figured out is we'll have to, instead of creating so many scenes, we can actually combine scenes together, and that'll keep the sound flowing through it.
Okay.
And you won't have those weird switches between scenes.
Yeah, because as you're talking, you don't want the music to...
Right.
Right, until it goes to a new scene.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do that, because positive Bacon. Yeah. So let's see if we can get a response. See if we can trigger an ending here. And then this is the good ending, right? This is where she's happy. And like, oh, you made it a little animation. What little animation? That animation was done in Cloud Novel, right?
Yes. No, doesn't work yet, but start and load do.
Okay. So let's move back. Let's talk about what we've learned. What have we learned here, Jessica? What have you learned this week?
I learned that it gets really complicated with Cloud Novel and their library assets. They really need they have to use a URL for their assets, for images and sounds, and the URL has to end with JPG, or it has to end with the MP3. And a lot of hosting sites don't do that.
So where did you go through for hosting?
So I ended up with Trello for images and sound.
Oh, really? Trello.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
How much space are we getting on Trello?
So with the free version, they can only upload up to 10 megabytes. But if you buy the subscription, then they, let me see, I have it. If you get the gold membership, you get 250 megabytes in size.
I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. We will have to look into that. Suggestions welcome, folks. We'll try a few different things, and I got some ideas too, but we'll have to pass. So we got to definitely work out a decent image hosting site. Have we tried now? Cloud Novel seems to offer a premium thing where you can pay to upgrade your novel to Pro, and it's supposed to be hosted on their end. Is that true? Have you tried that?
I haven't tried it.
Okay, we'll be trying.
But it's yeah.
And I think that's per file, and I wonder how that's going to work out. But I'm going to give that a shot. I have to also wonder if we won't be duplicating assets, right? Like, can you duplicate? Can you utilize the same storage? I don't know. I saw one thing where someone was complaining that it limits the size of the novels to like 2 gigs or something. My goal with these are to make these small little 15-minute or 30-minute like adventures, as we build commercial-based software, which would be the RenPy, right? Do you have a better understanding of all this stuff needs to work and fit, though?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you go to do coding in RenPy, you're gonna know what needs to, and you'll probably have your own opinions. I think this should fit like this. I think we should organize assets like this. I think more than if you just started, right?
Right. Yeah. It'll definitely help in the long run.
How do you feel about the visual novel thing? Do you like the idea? Do you not like it? Do you want to go back?
I like it. It's something simple and still entertaining at the same time.
What I like too is it allows us to use all our own art designs. I think right now the visual novel maker, the visual novel market is basically all anime. It's all anime. Now I could not do this by myself, folks. You need to understand in this capacity, I'm off making Game Cave right now, like the physical stuff. She's doing all this other work while I work in tandem. So if I were, say, a solo artist having to do all this on my own, I couldn't even begin to start this. And how many hours a day do you think this takes up? Like, how many hours a week? Like 15?
A week?
Yeah. 10, 15 hours a week? 20 hours?
Yeah, depending on what I'm working on, 5 to 20 hours.
Yeah, this is like all you're doing creatively, right? Right. So I think the thing to understand too, folks, is artists, as you step into it, if you're going to take this on by yourself, understand that you're not going to be getting a lot of drawing done. And I have to draw. Sorry, folks. I have to draw and write and all this other nonsense. But I think the amazing thing about this is we're going to be able to do a lot of creative. I have some very creative ideas for this visual novel stuff that hasn't really been done yet. So the thing is to move fast. Now, the cool part about all this is you can take this exact file, Jess, right? I can go and take those roughy drawings and make high rendered versions, and you can just replace the art, right?
Yes.
And the whole thing gets updated.
Correct.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking amazing? And I could release a visual novel with this roughy art, say with an actual story, call it alpha, take the one or three, take the half a dozen people who bitch about the quality, the other people say, oh, that was fun, and then update the art as we go along, right?
Yes.
Now, can you do that in a comic? No. So, it would make no sense. So that's what I like. And with essentially 2 backgrounds, right? 2 characters with maybe 6 expressions each, I can create a whole story.
Yep.
Bob's excited, see? And I get to use the exact same assets I've been making in the magazine. The exact same ones. You know?
Right.
And then the same kind of dialogue, everything. Sometimes I'm just so proud of me. You know? Very proud of me. Very clever. Yeah, how excited was I when I called you out about a month ago to let you know about all this. Remember that?
You were so excited. I don't think you could sleep.
Right, I couldn't sleep. I was so nervous. I was like, this is all I've been trying to do. And I can't believe I tried to do it 18 years ago. I just can't believe I tried to do it so long ago. And it's taken this long. But look, folks, this is the way I'm going to go. So the goal is, right now we got to work out the image hosting thing. It's going to cost me some kind of money somewhere. I'm going to figure that out. That's this week's goal. Goal 2 is to then get up a basic. So the basic kind of stories I'm going to tell with the visual novel are actual stories taking place now in Game Cave in regular time. The game magazine is the history of Game Cave magazine through their magazine elements, with the last portion of it being the modern characters. But the visual novel is actual stories existing now. That's where we'll start. And that means we'll go to the shop. We'll be able to see their VR world, be able to go on battles, be able to argue with customers, which I'm really looking forward to, arguing with customers and all that nonsense. And getting to meet all the different creatures and going around to different planets with Bobcat while she goes on her job. It's everything I wanted to do, you know? And not like, and it doesn't have to exist in other people's imaginations. Like, that's been my downside to writing this novel part, is that novel then exists in other people's imaginations, and I kind of wanted to show you exactly what the fuck it is I want this to be. And then, hey, by the way, 10 years from now, when we're all like done and bored and tired of this shit, I can then convert the same stories back to novels. It's not a big deal. You know, I can always take the same stories or, you know, find something else to do. But I have a funny feeling, so long as we all keep ourselves healthy, right, Jess?
Mm-hmm.
Healthy. We can continue to do this for quite a long time. I'm so excited. So excited. So you got to do the visual novel stuff on the cloud novel, and then you also got to learn how to do code.
Yes,
right?
Python.
Right, and I got you some training for that, right?
Yes.
What's it called? Learning
Python the hard way.
The hard way, which is actually the easy way, but it's just
right.
It's clever, right? Very good stuff. It was $39, got me the whole thing, and quite frankly, it's the right way to learn. So it's a lot of learning how to be very efficient. Now you can type, right? Like you can.
Yeah.
Like, you know when they do that they do that, folks, in the movies. They go, you can do that. Because I can't. I write and I'm like looking at the keyboard, and then I have to fix all my spelling when I get done proofreading. Like I'm dyslexic. I've never been able to learn how to type. I keep every other year. I'm like, I'll sit down and learn, and it just fucking sucks. But I am super excited. We'll probably update this cloud novel version of the development blog in about 3 or 4 weeks. We'll make some significant progress, maybe get another demo put together with some more temp art and fix the scene music, right? And
yes.
we'll walk through it. We'll actually have them talking and saying shit and talking crap about one another. And I'm so excited, folks. I got all stupid kind of creatures I can have come out with tentacles. I don't know if you're going to enjoy playing these fake games. You know, if it's a fake game magazine, I also like that there's a fake game, right? Like, I like all the fakeness about this. I really do. It really impresses me. Is there any advice you would like to give to people who want to jump into cloud novel specifically and start doing something?
Cloud novel? Well, just be patient while you're trying to pick it up. It's definitely different than anything else out there because you do have to use a browser, and the library assets and scenes are very different. So just be patient learning it, and then once you get the hang of it, you just keep creating and go with it.
Mm-hmm. And it helps to have someone, a genius like me, to say that's good and that's not good, right?
Yes.
Super genius. You know, I like to compliment myself sometimes. I'm very proud of myself, folks. Very, very proud of myself. This is a clever idea. But I'm also tremendously appreciative of your work, Jessica, and I'm very proud of all the things you've been able to do with minimal effort, unlike someone else we know. in this group of people who needs a lot of handiwork. So, but no, you've been doing a really good job. And all of the 3D assets you've been making, we get to still use. Everything gets to get used. Nothing.
I hope so.
I swear to fucking Christ. Sorry. I swear to Jeebus that will fucking happen. No joke. I just really was not wanting to be like, oh, we wasted a year and a half of effort for nothing. Like, no. Also, I didn't want it to take another year and a half to get going. I am hoping, I would say, within 2 years to be able to have our own RenPy version working. Is that fair enough to say? You think maybe a year we could have something, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a year we'll have something working. It'd probably take 2 years to get it fully up. Because you got to understand, when she's learning to code, like it's like you're going back to school, basically, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're probably going to need to take some kind of computer science course at the local community college on the weekend or something, I think, too. Here and there.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that and what that'll cost, and then I got to work out how we'll write that off and what's going to fund that. But we're going to get it worked out. She's a superstar, folks. And you need to find a superstar, too, that is willing to just go with you on this journey. I'm telling you. And we're all going to get... I'm excited because I get to go to Game Cave and hang out. Oh, it's going to be so fucking amazing. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat some fucking ice cream. Hell yeah. And then I'm going to be back working on some Power Stone, which is also for Game Cave. It's also for Game Cave. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Jessica? Anything else at all I've missed or anything else you want to throw in there?
I think we covered it all. I'm really excited to start this and finally get something going.
Yeah. It's good to hear the enthusiasm on my end, too, right? Makes you feel like it's all worth it. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you for all your work so far. Can't wait to show you guys some more as it gets done. So many ideas, folks. I don't want to spill them all here, but you will see it here and only here first. Game Cave Development Blog. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Jessica.
Bye.
Peace. I'm so proud of myself.